Days of Our Lives Recap, June 24th. Shadows of Suspicion, Heartbreak, and Hidden Betrayals. Hello, fellow Salem faithful. If you've been riding the emotional roller coaster that is Days of Our Lives for as long as I have, you know that every episode feels like a powder keg waiting to explode. Today's installment, June 24th, was no exception. Tension simmered, secrets clawed their way to the surface, and the ever-present shadow of corporate greed and pharmaceutical danger hung over the town like a storm cloud. If you haven't watched yet, grab your tissues and settle in. This recap is packed with every dramatic beat, every lingering glance, and every gut-wrenching revelation. Let's dive deep into the chaos that unfolded in Salem today. The episode picked up right where the danger left off, with Sarah Horton and Brady Black teaming up once more in their relentless quest for justice. These two have been through fire together, lost loves, family feuds, and now this deadly mystery surrounding Coriciel. For those who need a refresher, Coriciel was supposed to be a miracle drug, a beacon of hope for patients battling serious conditions. Instead, it's become a harbinger of death. Contaminated batches have claimed lives, and the trail of evidence is pointing straight toward DiMera Pharmaceuticals. The very company that once symbolized power and innovation in Salem now stands accused of cutting corners, perhaps even knowingly allowing tainted drugs to hit the market. Sarah, ever the dedicated doctor with that fierce Horton determination, refuses to let another patient suffer. Brady, with his signature mix of charm and brooding intensity, brings his own fire to the investigation. Together, they're piecing together the puzzle. Suspicious lab reports, hushed conversations in boardrooms, and whispers from insiders who fear for their careers. The stakes couldn't be higher. If DiMera is truly behind the contamination, it could tear apart alliances, destroy legacies, and send shockwaves through the entire town. Will Sarah and Brady uncover irrefutable proof before another tragedy strikes? The way they exchanged those determined looks today suggested they're prepared to risk everything. Their partnership crackles with unresolved history, adding layers of personal tension to an already explosive professional mission. One wrong move, and they could find themselves in the crosshairs of powerful enemies who will stop at nothing to protect their empire. As their investigation deepens, Sarah and Brady turn their attention to a key figure who might hold crucial answers: Liam. Yes, that Liam whose past is as tangled as the vines choking the DiMera mansion. Liam's ex-girlfriend, the sister of Destiny, tragically died under circumstances eerily similar to the recent Coriciel victims. Overdoses? Adverse reactions? The details are murky, but the pattern is unmistakable. Sarah and Brady confront him with a mix of urgency and empathy, hoping he'll open up about what he knows. Liam, ever the guarded soul with a history of bad choices and broken relationships, initially bristles at their questions. But the pain in his eyes when they mention his lost love is real. Could this be the breakthrough they need? Or is Liam protecting secrets of his own that run deeper than anyone realizes? Meanwhile, another emotional storm brews around Ari and Liam. Their encounter today was pure soap opera gold, charged with nostalgia, regret, and the kind of unspoken longing that Days does so brilliantly. Ari, still navigating the complexities of young adulthood in Salem, crosses paths with Liam in a moment that feels fated. He tries desperately to keep his composure, concealing the bombshell truth. Gabby Hernandez paid him off to leave Salem. That's right, Gabby, in one of her classic schemes born from desperation and self-preservation, essentially bought his silence and his departure. Liam plays it cool at first, dodging Ari's probing questions with half-truths and evasive charm. But Ari isn't easily fooled. She's got that Hernandez fire in her veins, and her instincts tell her something is off. As their conversation unfolds, Liam delivers what feels like a genuine, heart-wrenching goodbye. He pulls her close for one last kiss, a kiss filled with the bittersweet ache of what could have been. The camera lingered on that moment, capturing the tenderness mixed with finality. Ari's eyes fluttered shut, but even in that intimate instant, her mind was elsewhere. Gabby. The betrayal. The lies that have been piling up like dominoes ready to topple. Liam might be walking away, but Ari's focus has shifted entirely. She senses the deception, and the clues are starting to align. Viewers could feel the tension building as Ari's expression hardened. How long before she pieces it all together? The writers are teasing us masterfully here, setting up a confrontation that promises fireworks. And sure enough, the pieces begin falling into place for Ari later in the episode. She discovers the truth about Gabi's bribe, the money exchanged in secret, the instructions to vanish from Salem, and the web of lies Gabi spun to cover her tracks. Ari's reaction is devastating. Hurt, anger, and disbelief wash over her in waves. Gabi, who has fought so hard to rebuild her life after past mistakes, has once again resorted to manipulation. This revelation threatens to shatter whatever fragile trust remains between them. Ari's world spins as she grapples with the reality that someone she cared about could betray her so coldly. It's classic days drama, family ties tested, loyalties fractured, and the cycle of secrets threatening to destroy everything. On the other side of town, Gabi herself is desperately trying to make amends with Theo Carver. Their storyline took a poignant turn today as Gabi orchestrated a surprise meant to show the depth of her remorse. Theo, brilliant and principled, was wrongly accused by Gabi of leaking sensitive information about the collapse of the Tangent DiMera merger to Philip Kyriakis. She was convinced he was the mole, the one who sabotaged her carefully laid plans. But Theo was innocent, completely in the dark about the whole affair. The accusation cut him deeply. Theo has always been a man of integrity, and being painted as a traitor by someone he once trusted? That kind of wound doesn't heal overnight. Gabi realizes her mistake now, perhaps too late. Her surprise for Theo, a thoughtful gesture blending vulnerability and grand gesture, feels like a Hail Mary pass in their fractured relationship. She pours her heart out, admitting her paranoia got the best of her. But Theo, still raw from the betrayal, isn't ready to let her back in. His hesitation is palpable. You can see the conflict in his eyes, the lingering affection battling against the pain of being wrongly targeted. Will Gabi's efforts at atonement be enough, or has she pushed him away for good? This arc beautifully explores themes of forgiveness, accountability, and the consequences of jumping to conclusions in a town where everyone has something to hide. In a heart-stopping medical twist that ties directly back to the larger pharmaceutical scandal, Holly Jonas collapses once again. The scene was expertly crafted for maximum drama. One moment she's pushing through her day, the next she's crumbling, surrounded by panicked loved ones. Rushed to the hospital, Holly undergoes a battery of tests. Doctors are particularly focused on her new antidepressant medication. Could this be linked to the counterfeit drug crisis plaguing Salem? The Corsiel contamination has already claimed victims, and now Holly, young, vibrant, full of potential, might be another casualty of corporate negligence. Her family gathers at the hospital, faces etched with fear and determination. Is this the latest victim of DiMera's tainted supply chain, or something even more sinister? The implications ripple outward, potentially connecting Holly's crisis to Sarah and Brady's investigation in explosive ways. As the credits rolled on today's episode, Salem felt heavier, more entangled in webs of deceit and danger. Sarah and Brady inch closer to the truth about DiMera, even as personal dramas threaten to derail them. Ari stands on the brink of a painful confrontation with Gabi. Theo wrestles with forgiveness. And Holly fights for her life in a hospital bed, a stark reminder of the human cost behind the scandals. Days of Our Lives continues to deliver that perfect blend of suspense, romance, and family intrigue that keeps us coming back day after day. What will tomorrow bring? Will the investigation blow open the pharmaceutical conspiracy? Can relationships fractured by lies ever be mended? And how many more lives will be touched by this deadly drug scandal? Tune in tomorrow, Salem fans, because in this town, the drama never sleeps.